Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
why do people play something that I've been fascinated with is why do people are obsessed with horror games and stuff like that? Like, why do people go out of their way to pay money to scare the crap out of themselves?
So why do people
Like,
engage in horror?
yeah, just in horror in general. It's something that's been
Yeah.
very fascinating for me.
Okay. Well, horror, like horror is, how can I say this? Horror is a reality. There's a relationship. There's a little bit of a relationship between something like sacred space and horror, in the sense that horror is a category, is always a category which transcends the rational, right? Horror is like the irrational, which just kind of smashes against the wall,
Right,
right?
like that primal adrenaline sort of thing.
Yeah, but also it's like something which is unreasonable, right? It doesn't make sense, right?
Hmm.
Even the idea of a mass killer
Okay.
doesn't make sense. And then the more imagistic versions of that, I don't know, like Evil Dead or whatever, like these kind of this encounter with these really really kind of irrational forces that are extremely cruel and that are extremely violent and that are basically will just destroy the world. It's something that is that can make us peek into the idea that there's something beyond the rational, right? It's
Hmm.
kind of like in the wrong direction, you could say, but not totally. Because if
Hmm.
you look at Christianity, horror is part of the sacred, right? The cross is in part. It's not just horror, but it is horror. Horror
Hmm.
is in the cross. There's other things going on in the cross, but
Hmm.
but horror is there. And so um I think the difficulty with horror is that it's just in one direction, let's say. It's more about kind of encountering the monsters on the edge of the world, you could say. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Um yeah, so but it's not completely it's understandable, because if you read even the idea of there's a relationship between awe and terror.
Okay.
They're just in the experience. So think about, like, I mean, you can imagine it like just in a primordial experience of kind of encountering a giant warrior, right? And this giant warrior like steps out in front of you, and you're like, I don't know, you're an 11-year-old boy, this like 6'5" massive warrior with a helmet like just steps out in front of you. It's like you're gonna be a lot of things. You're gonna feel a lot of things when that happens. You're gonna feel scared, impressed, overwhelmed, like, let's say, frozen in front of this, like this revelation, let's say. And so that's when you can kind of understand this idea of the relationship between, let's say, the terror of encountering God or encountering an angel, you know. Like the joke on the internet, right? The biblically accurate angels. Like there's something about that is that
Yeah, I've seen
the
that.
angel says, when the angel says, "Be not afraid," like the reason why he's saying "Be not afraid" is because he's scary as hell. Like
Like that
because
that
the
that meme.
angels,
Yeah, yeah. Don't
right?
be
Because the
afraid. It's
angel,
like it's like whoa.
the
Yeah.
angel appearing to you is something like a breaking open of normal space, and this like rushing in of this transrational space. And so there is an aspect of it which is going to be kind of terrifying. And so it's normal, I think. So that's why you hear the angels say that, because it's like they're also trying to signal to you which side
Hmm.
of this, let's say, which side of this encounter that you're dealing with, you know.
Oh, that's so true, man. Those biblically accurate angels are like, whoa. That's like,
Yeah, they're not
it's like
really
you.
biblically accurate. They're going on purpose to like make them really wild. But like in the Orthodox version of angels, you kind of see something of that, right? You do have the image of the cherub with the four heads, and then these wings with eyes on them. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
these are iconographic, like there are iconographic versions of these beings, or like the wheels with wings and eyes and stuff. But some of the memes, like they just go on purpose to make them look almost like yeah, it's like there's a little bit of sensationalism, let's say, in that.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But